After 20 plus years of wishing I could just be more productive and trying every productivity hack there is out there, I have finally found what works for me. And now I'm here to share all my tips and tricks with y'all. So these are my 6 cute and easy hacks to be a productivity baddie. So the first tip I have is to find a place where you can brain dump and organize your ideas. I personally use Notion. And what I mean by brain dumping is anytime I have a creative idea, I want to make sure I write it down, because we know if we're like, oh, I'll write that down later, we always forget. The second thing I did was I found which work method works for me. For me, I love the Pomodoro technique. Basically, that's where you have this amount of time is for work and then this amount of time is for breaks. Me personally, I do 20 minutes of work time and then 10 minutes of break time, whether that's my creative time or when I'm doing my house chores. I know another common example of that is time blocking, where you block out time in your actual day. That doesn't work for me, but definitely experiment and figure out which one works best for you. The third thing I do is I schedule productivity time throughout my week. Right now, I have 2 days where I do my Pomodoro days, is what I like to call it. And on those days, I just do my house chores. My favorite thing about scheduling productivity days is that I find that during my free time, I actually want to be creative, because I know I have those time slots throughout the week where I'm gonna get work done for my house. So it's not distracting me from being creative. The fourth thing that I do is something I learned in school and I love it. I use it daily in my life, just in general, and it's honestly a game changer, so I'm kind of giving y'all some tea. And that thing is contingency management. To simplify it, it's basically first this, then this. So for example, take whatever thing you want to do. Let's say you want to play some Overwatch 2, but you need to edit your YouTube video. You would put the thing that you don't want to do. So first, edit my YouTube video, and then in the second part, it's then play Overwatch 2. Now y'all, when I tell you I use this every single day in my life to get stuff done that I don't want to do, once you start doing this, it is, ooh, please just do this. And if you do this, I need you to come back to this video and comment and tell me how your life has changed, because I know it's going to. Number 5 is probably the most important tip. I need you to be open and willing to experimenting with all of this. You need to find which system works for you. Like I said earlier, I use the Pomodoro method. That might not work for you. You might need to do time blocking. You might need to write things out on paper. You might need to do it digitally. You need to experiment and find what works best for you. And from one person that likes spending money a little bit too early into her hobbies, I would recommend trying free versions of everything when you're experimenting before you really go ham on purchasing things. Number 6 is kind of twofold. Overall, you want to increase your discipline, but you also want to remain flexible within it. So for example, if I told myself, okay, I really need to get off the games right now, I need to go to bed, and I tell myself I'll get off at 2:15 a.m. and then 2:15 rolls around and I'm really having a good time, instead of being super strict, I might be like, you know what, I'll give myself 5 more minutes and then I gotta go. And then typically I go at that time. And I find that being disciplined but also being flexible really just takes a lot of stress off of you, because baby, it's already too much going on out here. You don't need to be stressing yourself out with these arbitrary rules in your head. So give yourself some grace. Another way I give myself grace is if I say that, okay, on Tuesday I want to film my video, and Tuesday comes around, I'm like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to do that right now. I'm just not gonna do it. Now I understand that that can be a little bit intimidating to hear. And I know in the past, I used to be somebody that once I said that for one day, then the next day would come and it's like, I don't have to do it. Let me just keep it pushing. And that's why this piece of advice is twofold. You overall need to increase your discipline. Giving yourself grace isn't really gonna work if you're not at least somewhat disciplined, because I'm somewhat disciplined now. If I tell myself, okay, I'm not gonna do it today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And another thing with giving yourself grace, if I don't want to do the whole task in one go, I'll be like, all right, let me just do this little piece right now, and then I can be done with it. Because what ends up happening is you start building up behavioral momentum, meaning that once you do this little bit, it's like, oh, I'm already here doing this. Let me just do a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And then sometimes I end up just doing the complete task. But even if I don't do the complete task at that point, I'm still excited because I just started out saying, oh, I'm just gonna do this one little thing. You feel me? So those are my 6 productivity hacks to be a productivity baddie. And if you want help with reaching your goals, be sure to watch this next video.